Hi guys, and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be predicting the scores of week 15 of this, the 2019-2020 Premier League season. Unfortunately, Nathan hasn't been able to make it this evening. He's otherwise engaged. He's very busy this evening, so it's just me and you guys. Before we get on to this week's predictions though, let's have a quick look back at how well we all got on in week 14. So, as you can see, Nathan came away with 7 points, just the one perfect score, which was the Wolves versus Sheffield United 1-1 draw. Myself, I didn't come away with any perfect scores, but I came away with 4 points. And from a viewer's point of view, who was represented this week by brilliant Bluebird Alex, you came away with 7 points. So overall now, Nathan's on 104 points, I'm on 106 points, and the viewers are on 100 points. Top scorer of the week was Ray M with a magnificent 14 points, and Ray came away with 4 perfect scores, so congratulations Ray M. Of course, there's matches on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday this week before getting into week 16 next week, which there's games on Saturday, Sunday and possibly Monday I think as well. But enough of that, let's crack on and get into predicting scores for week 15. So first up, we've got Crystal Palace against Bournemouth. Now, Crystal Palace having a great away win against Burnley in week 14, winning 2-0, of course, and Bournemouth now already being defeated by Tottenham Hotspur 3-2. I think that's Tottenham's second win on the bounce in the league since Mourinho's come in, and Spurs find themselves in 5th position. But for this match, Palace at home against Bournemouth. Bournemouth currently down in 12th position, Crystal Palace just above them in 11th position, so it's going to be a tight game. So I'm going to go for a home victor in this one, so I'm going for Palace 2, Bournemouth 1. Nathan, he agrees and he's gone for exactly the same score. He's gone for Palace 2, Bournemouth 1 as well. Next up, we've got the second of the 2 fixtures on Tuesday evening, and that's between Burnley against Manchester City. Burnley, of course, as we just touched on, suffering a home defeat against Crystal Palace. Manchester City gaining a 2-2 draw away against Magpies in week 14, where possibly they should have won that match. But in this one, I'm going to go for an away victory to the Citizens, and I'm going to go for a 3-1 scoreline. Nathan, however, he thinks that Manchester City are going to keep a clean sheet, and he's gone for a 2-0 win to Manchester City. Next up, we've got Chelsea against Aston Villa, the first of the 7:30 kickoffs on Wednesday evening. Chelsea against Aston Villa. Chelsea suffering what you could say a shock 1-0 home defeat against West Ham in week 14. Coming up against Aston Villa, who gained a 2-2 draw against Manchester United, which took place on Sunday evening. I think Chelsea are going to bounce back in this one. I think Tammy Abraham's probably going to be still missing in this match, but I think home advantage with Aston Villa finding themselves in 15th position. I think they will score, but I think Chelsea are going to come away with a victory in this one. And Nathan agrees. He has actually gone for the same scoreline in this one. He's gone for 2-1 as well. Next up, we got Leicester City against Watford. Watford losing against Southampton in week 14. It was 2-1 to the Saints in that match, and Leicester City grinding out in the end on Sunday evening, a 2-1 victory against Everton. Now, Leicester City, magnificent at the moment, winning their last 6 matches, so I think they're going to make it another win in this one against the bottom team, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 narrow victory to the Foxes in this one. Nathan agrees, however, he seems to think that Leicester are going to absolutely demolish Watford in this one, 4-0, and of course Watford sacking their manager as well. Next up, we got Manchester United against Tottenham. Mourinho going back to his old club. Manchester United, as we touched on already, drawing 2-2 against Aston Villa. Tottenham beating Bournemouth in that narrow win as well at home. But in this match, it's going to be a tight affair, but I can see Spurs going up to Manchester. They're not going to keep a clean sheet, but I can think Tottenham are going to just win this one 2-1. Nathan, however, he thinks the spoils are going to be all shared, and he's gone for a 2-2 scoreline in this one. Next up, we got Southampton against Norwich. Two teams battling against relegation at the moment. I think it's going to end at all square in this one. I can't see a victor. Norwich, okay, they haven't suffered defeat in the last 2 matches, and they do look to kind of turn in a little bit of corner themselves. Southampton as well haven't suffered defeat in the last 2 matches, so I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline in this one. Nathan, he thinks that Southampton are going to win this one, and he's gone for a 2-1 home victory to the Saints. Next up, we've got Wolverhampton Wanderers at home against West Ham. West Ham gained that fine victory against Chelsea in week 14. Wolves currently find themselves in 6th position, having a very good season. Again, last time out, of course, they gained a very creditable draw against the Blades, Sheffield United, 1-1. I think this one's going to be a home win to Wolves, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 scoreline. Nathan also agrees on this one. He's gone exactly the same as me, and he's gone for 2-0 to Wolves as well. Next up, we got Liverpool. Liverpool again grinding out a narrow win. It seems that all their victories lately has been by just the odd goal. Merseyside derby, Everton narrowly losing out to the Foxes. I know they went 1-0 ahead in that away defeat against Leicester in the last match. However, I think Liverpool are going to be too strong for them in this one under the lights at Anfield, so I think it's going to be a narrow 2-1 victory to the Reds. Nathan, however, thinks it's going to be a complete domination by Liverpool in this one, and he's gone for 3-0, and he thinks that Liverpool are going to keep a clean sheet in this one. Next up, we've got the first of the Thursday night matches. Now, unusual for Premier League to be played on a Thursday evening. You can play Sky TV for this and BT Sport as well, but yeah, we got Sheffield United against Newcastle kicking off at 7:30 on Thursday evening. The Blades having a very good season so far. Another draw. That's 3 draws they've had on the trot now. Of course, they drew against Wolverhampton Wanderers earlier today. Newcastle again in a very good draw at home against Manchester City, but I think Sheffield United at home against the Magpies. Magpies aren't too clever when they're playing in the evening, especially during the week. I know notoriously they've been very bad on Monday evening, so I'm going to give this one to the Blades, and I'm going to go for a 1-0 scoreline to Sheffield United. And Nathan agrees, however, he can see them getting 2 goals against Newcastle in this one, and he's gone for a 2-0 victory to Sheffield United. And the final fixture of these midweek fixtures is Arsenal the Gunners against Brighton the Seagulls. At Arsenal, can Arsenal get a victory for caretaker boss Freddie Ljungberg? Of course, they went away to Norwich, carved out a 2-2 draw, haven't won in any of their last 6 fixtures, so can they gain something at home against Brighton? I don't think they can. I think they can get a point, but I can't see them getting a victory in this one, so I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. Brighton look really good against Liverpool. Okay, they did suffer those 2 Virgil van Dijk goals, a little bit lax at the back for especially that second goal, where they should have been more alert at that set piece from the corner. But yeah, I can see Brighton gaining a 1-1 draw in this fixture, and Nathan agrees. He's gone for a 1-1 draw as well. So that concludes our predictions for week 15 of the 2019-2020 Premier League season. As usual, I'm going to leave a template of the fixtures in the description. So all you need to do is copy and paste them into your comment, and like Ray M last week, you can get a shout out in. It won't be the next video because we're probably going to be recording week 17's video on Wednesday evening. That's before all of the fixtures have been concluded, so you probably get a shout out in week 17 like Ray M did this week for week 14. But please remember to leave your predictions all the same. Sorry that this video has been a little bit rushed, but it's a very hectic time with the scheduling of the Premier League, and it's going to be hectic as well this coming midweek. But for now, I'll bid you farewell. Enjoy the football over Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, and we'll see you Wednesday evening for week 16's predictions. Bye for now.